back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and coming back to watch this video. So I think today's video is probably going to be kind of a long one just because I'm going to try to talk about all of the orders that I have been placing recently and that I have got here. I'm just going to try to group them all together and talk about them in this one video. I have some clearance orders here. I have a Black Friday order here, I believe, from the Black Friday sale. And I also have at least one party closeout. I think my other party closeout has not been shipped yet, so I will have to do that one separately. Unfortunately, a lot of these items have already sold out. There's some warmers, there's some bars that have sold out, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk to you about them just in case you might have these bars in your club or in case the warmers come back at some point. I do apologize that this video is going up kind of late and that I haven't really been posting a lot lately, but part 1 and part 2 for the vault video that I did was just, it was such a large task and it was just overwhelming, and it took so much time recording those videos as well as editing them that I just did not have time to record anything else or edit anything else. I am hoping that I'm going to be able to get this video up before Christmas, so I just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that I want to go over with you is the party closeout that I did on October 30th. I had a lot of free items to grab and some half price items, but I did purchase these 3 bars with just regular price just because they were licensed bars. The first one I have here is the Peanuts a Snoopy Holiday Bar. I have went over this bar with you before and I just absolutely loved it, so I wanted to grab another one. The description mentions that it has a festive pine, it has bright lemon and fresh eucalyptus. And I absolutely love this. I love this bar. I think it smells so beautiful. I have said before, I do like woodsy bars and fragrances, but I really like them to be mixed with something. And I really do love lemon scents. And so this is definitely a lot of lemon in this bar. It is a lot of lemon. I feel like I smell more lemon than I do pine, honestly, here. I feel like when it warms, though, the two just combines, they blend really, really well together. It's a pretty strong performing bar. I honestly think it's a little bit better than average out here in this open concept. And I mean, longevity, it didn't really go much more than the 24 hours out here, but it definitely felt like it had more strength to it than just an average bar out here. And I really, really love this one. It definitely has like a clean type of edge to it. And there's almost like a slight sweetness here. So I really enjoyed it. It does mention that it has fresh eucalyptus, but I really didn't smell a whole lot of eucalyptus. I smelled like a slight coolness with this one, but sometimes, you know, eucalyptus can overtake a bar, and that's definitely not happening here with this one. I think with this one, if you love lemon scents and you love pine scents, I would definitely give this one a try. I think that this one is still available. If for some reason it's not, I will correct myself here on the screen, but that one is a great one. I do have it in my club for now. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it there just because it's a licensed bar and it is a little bit more expensive, but I really do love it. Okay, the next 2 bars that I have here that I paid regular price for is the Lord of the Rings bar. So I have the Shire Sunrise, which is a returning bar that has been out before. And then I also have the brand new Lord of the Rings bar that's called Rivers of Rivendell. So here is the Shire Sunrise. And then here is the Rivers of Rivendell. And I actually have already smelled this because I was really curious about this bar. So I've actually already smelled it, but I'm going to smell it again with you. The Shire Sunrise, I really do like this one. I liked it last year, which was surprising. I really didn't think I would like this one because it is kind of more of like a green type of bar, which I usually don't really like. The description for Shire Sunrise says, it's the dawn of a new journey as a woodland breeze carries hints of fresh citrus and forest florals over lush and peaceful hillsides. So I do feel like there is citrus in this one. And I think the citrus in this one is helping me like it. There's definitely some citrus. There's a little bit of florals. And then there's also like some green, slightly grassy type of notes maybe. But I feel like it's a beautiful bar. I think this one is gorgeous for spring. It's not really a scent that I would probably warm right now, but I feel like for spring, it is really, really pretty because it's got like that slight grassy note. It's got some citrus type notes. And it smells kind of clean at the same time. So I just went ahead and grabbed another one of these, and I really like it. I don't think it's one that I need to add to club, but I do enjoy it. So the Rivers of Rivendell. This one I was really, really curious about when they announced that they had this new bar out. The description says, a stampede of rushing waters creates a safe haven for bergamot, forest vetiver, and serene mountain pine. And I really love this one. I actually like this one a lot more than the Shire Sunrise on cold. I don't know how this one is going to do on warm yet, just because I haven't gotten around to warming it. But I really, really love this. It smells very, very clean. When I read this description before I had smelled it, I thought that it was going to smell, you know, slightly aquatic. And I thought that it was probably going to smell slightly masculine, manly. But I really don't think it smells that masculine. I can smell some aquatic notes here. So there's definitely the rushing waters. You can smell the aquatic notes. You can smell the bergamot. But it's kind of like a clean type of bergamot. It's kind of soapy smelling in a way. I don't really think it leans very masculine, but I don't think it's floral or feminine at all either. I don't really smell a lot of the pine, but you know, I feel like maybe when it warms, that's going to come out a little more with this one. It does slightly have like that woodsy type of smell to it. It's just mostly what I smell on cold here is the aquatic type of notes and the bergamot. It's giving it like a really clean, slightly soapy type of feel. Honestly, this almost leans not really laundry, but really clean. I just wasn't expecting it to smell quite as clean as it does, and so I really, really love that about it. I think this one is going to be absolutely gorgeous in the bathroom. I don't know so much that it would be a scent that I would warm out here. I don't know if this is one that I will add to club unless it just blows me away when I warm it, but I really do love it, and I don't know if this one is still available. I think that it is. I'll correct myself on the screen if it's not available anymore. But if it is, I might grab one more of these before they're gone, or just throw it in my club so that I can grab one more, just in case I love it when I warm it. Okay, so for my free credit, like always, I grabbed a couple of bulbs. So I grabbed a 3-pack of 25 watt and a 3-pack of 20 watt. I really do love using my free rewards on bulbs. I don't usually pay for bulbs at regular price. So usually anytime I have a party that I'm closing out, I like to grab a couple bulbs. So I grabbed those. So using my free credit, I also grabbed a tub of washer whiffs. And I grabbed the Magnolia Shimmer. This is absolutely my new favorite fragrance in washer whiffs. I've said before that Ocean was my absolute favorite in washer whiffs. And that is still true. I still love Ocean washer whiffs more than anything. If they ever brought those back, I would definitely purchase those. But there's something about this new Magnolia Shimmer that is absolutely gorgeous. I do think it leans more floral, feminine. So that is one thing I really liked about the Ocean washer whiffs, is just that they smelled more clean, and I could use them on my husband's clothes, my clothes. It didn't really matter. But I feel like with this Magnolia Shimmer, I wash mainly my clothes, towels, that sort of thing with it. But I still use Ocean washer whiffs and some Scentsy Clean washer whiffs and other scents on like my husband's clothes, just because I feel like this one smells a little floral, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the description for it says, dewy greens uplift, enduring notes of magnolia and white musk. I don't feel like that really does the scent justice. It smells heavenly. It smells like sweet tarts mixed with a slightly floral type of scent. But there is something sweet about this. It's kind of like a sweet floral. I noticed that sweet tart type of smell, and I really, really love that. I think if the sweet tart smell wasn't there, I think it would be too floral for me. I don't really like floral type of scents, but because of that, I feel like there's something about this one that makes it smell clean, slightly floral, and then kind of sweet. So it smells absolutely beautiful on towels. I think it's a fantastic performer. The scent actually lingers and is there. So I really do enjoy it. So for that reason, I did have a one and done Scentsy Club that went in, which I did talk about all those bars that I got on that one and done club in the vault video that I did for part 1 and part 2. I talked about the bars that I got. And so I had a half price item. So the half price item that I got was another tub of the Magnolia Shimmer washer whips. So now I have 2 tubs, plus I have I think maybe another tub. That's what I'm currently using. And then also in a whiff box at some point. That's how I fell in love with it. Is I think there was a whiff box at some point that had the small size of the Magnolia Shimmer Washer Whiffs. That's how I found out that I absolutely loved it. But we'll go ahead and open one of these because these are definitely mine. And just in case you're not aware of what washer whiffs are, I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so the scoop for mine is lost somewhere in here, and I don't really want to like dig around and look for it right now, but you do get a scoop in here. Mine is just kind of lost. And so it does mention that for maximum loads, like really large loads, you're supposed to use multiple scoops. For me, I usually use 1 to 2 scoops, just depending on how strong I want the scent to be. For this one, I love doing 2 scoops for my towels. I really love my towels to really smell like this scent. And then usually for my clothes, I just do 1 scoop. This is a really good performing scent and I can still smell it really, really good. So these are what the whiffs kind of look like there. And, you know, these whiffs, they're not meant to clean your clothes or anything like that. It's just to put scent into your laundry. So what I like to do is I like to put the whiffs in with the water before I add my clothes. So as the wash machine is filling up with water, I like to throw these in there, then put my laundry detergent in there, and then I add my clothes. And these do dissolve in cold water, warm water, hot water. So you don't necessarily have to have, you know, warm water or anything like that to get them to dissolve. And yeah, I just really, really love them. They smell so good. So if you have not tried Magnolia Shimmer and you want kind of like a sweet floral type of scent, you would have to like kind of like a sweet scent. But if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I really, really recommend these. I love these so much. I hope they keep this scent around for a while. All right, so I also got some bars for free. So I did grab a 6-pack of bars for free, and 2 of those bars is Sweet Tidings. This bar is actually not available anymore. This bar was from the All Is Calm collection. So unfortunately, pretty much everything from that collection has sold out. I think the only thing that is still available is the Winter Swan Warmer, which I do have here. So I will go over that. I think that I had got that warmer 50% off. So it's in here somewhere as one of my half off items. But let's smell this scent together because I did grab 2 of them. Okay. The description says, sparkling winter air drifts over groves of frosted orange and iced cedarwood. Okay, this said that it was in the citrus category. There's something about this scent that slightly reminds me of rainbow sherbet. Very, very slightly, but there is an element to it. I don't know if that is the maybe frosted orange type of note. I don't really smell much of the cedarwood. I can smell where they're mentioning like sparkling, like there's definitely like a citrus type of like sparkling feel to this one with the orange, but then there's almost like a vanilla orange slightly in the background that I think is reminding me of rainbow sherbet for some reason. I like this one. It's not at all what I was expecting. Not at all. There's something about this one, like I said, almost like a vanilla something blending this one. So it's not like overly sharp. It's not like a very overly zingy type of citrus smell. And honestly, there's something way off in the background that almost smells bakery to me. This one's interesting. So I'll have to see how this one warms. This one has sold out, like I said, so it's not available anymore. I don't even know if you can add this one to club anymore. I did throw this in my club just in case because I knew that, you know, it was going to be a little while until I got around to warming this scent. And so I threw one in my club just in case I fell in love with it for some reason. So I do have to warm this and I have to decide, you know, is it something I want just based off of here on cold? I don't know. It does smell unique. It smells different. There is just this scent off in the background that kind of reminds me of a slightly bakery edge that I really, really like about it. So I don't know what this was going to do on warm. I didn't think that I would like it because it mentioned cedar wood. So I thought there would be kind of like a sharp cedar wood type of smell, but I don't really smell that. This one's interesting. So I'll have to try this one, and I'll just have to let you guys know if that ends up being a new favorite for me. I also grabbed 3 cider mill bars. So you guys are probably familiar with cider mill. I have talked about it before. So I did grab 3 of those, and the description just mentions that it has the fresh apples, crushed pumpkin, and simmering spices, and it says it's a cozy autumn treat. You know, so basically with this party closeout, I placed this at the end of October, and I knew, you know, I had been warming fall bars, and I was going to be warming some more fall bars. So I was just grabbing a couple of my favorites to kind of replenish my stash and make sure that I was stocked up, even if I don't use these. You know, now I wanted to make sure that I put them back in my stock in case I want to warm these anytime throughout the year, and also so that I have them so I can start warming them early for fall next year. Cider mill is absolutely a scent that I will be adding to my club at the end of fall, winter. You know, when that catalog is fixing to go away, I will definitely make sure that cider mill is tucked away in my club because it is one of my favorite fall scents. It smells absolutely amazing, and it's just not fall without this one. So definitely smells like cider and beautiful. So if you have not tried cider mill, even though it's probably not a scent that everyone is warming right now because it is the holidays, I definitely think it's beautiful, and I would definitely recommend you trying it if you like the smell of cider and gentle spices. I also grabbed 1 caramel apple craze, and I love this one as well. I've said before, I love apple scents, and I have loved this caramel apple craze ever since this was a scent of the month a long time ago. It smells so good. It has like a really crisp red type of apple here with the sweet caramel. And the description for it mentions a creamy golden caramel, sweet red delicious apples, and whipped vanilla invite you to be a trick-or-treater again. It's so beautiful. This is actually a pretty strong bar, in my opinion. It doesn't have the best longevity. It doesn't go over the 24 hours. Honestly, out here in the open concept, I get about 20 to 24 hours. But if I put this in a bedroom, a bathroom, I definitely get more time with it that way. But I still think it's a pretty strong bar. It fills my space. I don't ever go nose blind to this one when I warm it. And it's just a fall classic that I like to reach for. This is honestly a scent that I will warm anytime throughout the year. So again, this is a bar that will absolutely go in my club because sometimes throughout the year, I like to mix this one with other bakery bars and make kind of like a caramel apple cake. I've mixed it with churro before. I've mixed it with king cake before. You know, I mix it with cinnamon scents. So I really love apples, so this is definitely one that I'll use year round. So using my free credit, I also grabbed another 6-pack of bars, and on this one, I grabbed 2 clove and cinnamon. So I grabbed 2 of those. And this is, again, just a staple bar that I just have to keep in my stash. It just says the classic scent of cinnamon sticks fused with cloves. That's exactly what it is. If you like cinnamon, if you like cloves, this one is absolutely fantastic. It is definitely both of those things. It is strong. It's definitely spicy. This is not gentle spices. This is definitely very spicy. You would have to really like your cinnamon and clove. This is one of my mom's absolute favorite bars. So I have to make sure I keep these on hand because she uses this one year round. This one always goes in my club for her and for me. I like it too, but she uses it more than I do because she uses it year round all the time. So honestly, I'm probably going to gift her a couple of these for Christmas. And so I have a couple in my stash, and I might just go ahead and give her these 2 as part of her Christmas with some other cinnamon type bars that I have. I also grabbed 1 maple apple bourbon. And I really do love this one. My husband doesn't like this one that much though, but I do like it. The description says, juicy red apple and rich maple. Get in the holiday spirit with a splash of bourbon. So this one is more of an apple bakery type of bar. I don't know what it is that my husband doesn't like about this bar. I don't know if it's the maple. I don't know if it's the fact it's got like maybe just a slight hint of bourbon and it's kind of like this apple mapley bakery bar. There really is no spices to this one that I can really smell. So he's okay with all of my apple spice type of bars that I warm all the time. But this one, for some reason, anytime I have it in the warmers, he makes a comment about it and he really doesn't like it. So for that reason, I don't warm it that often, but I do really love it. So I usually warm it when he's not around and try to enjoy it that way. So I might add this one to my club. I haven't decided. Usually I add one to my club just because I personally like it, but it's not one that I need a lot of because I can't warm it that often, you know, because he doesn't like it. So another one I got on this 6-pack is a banana nut bread. I have been using this one, so I just wanted to put this one back in my stash. So the description for it says right from the oven with ripe bananas, nuts, and spices. And I've said before, I don't really like a lot of banana bars. I do like them, but I like them to be kind of mixed with something. And this one is probably one of my favorite banana bars that Scentsy has because I really do like the nuts and spices that's in this one. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a fantastic performer out here. And I love it so much. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. And so I did go through a bar of this for this fall, and I just wanted to replace that, put it back in my stash, because it is one that I will reach for throughout the year. I don't think that this is just a fall, winter specific type of bar. I would warm something like this year round, anytime I'm craving banana. So the last 2 bars on this 6-pack is Merry Pomegranate. So I grabbed 2 of those, and unfortunately this bar has sold out as well. This Merry Pomegranate was from the Merry and Bright Christmas special. So unfortunately, I think everything from that collection sold out. And I was shocked by that. I mean, the stuff just did not last that long. So let's smell this one together and see what it smells like. The description for it says, zesty grapefruit and sweet pomegranate made festive with hits of pine. Ooh. Okay, I love this one. Okay. It says zesty grapefruit, sweet pomegranate, and it has hints of pine. This one is really, really good. Okay, so I can definitely smell the pine. There's definitely some pine, but it is so beautiful. It's mixed with the grapefruit and pomegranate. So I think I smell more of this zesty grapefruit than I do of the pomegranate. There's a slight bitterness here from that zesty grapefruit and maybe a slight sweetness, but this one isn't an overly sweet type of bar. Pomegranate, I don't know, that's kind of, I mean, yeah, I can tell there's something else there. It's almost like a sweet, maybe slightly tart. I don't know that I would have guessed pomegranate if I didn't know that it was in the description. I think I would have noticed the pine and the grapefruit. This one's really good. I really like, you know, like I've said, woodsy type of scents to be mixed with something. So I think this one is absolutely beautiful for the holidays. I'm very, very excited to have these 2. I'm sad that it has sold out because I feel like this one is absolutely gorgeous. Again, I think a scent like this would have been perfect as one of the 10 new scents for the fall winter catalog. I don't understand why, like the Sweet Tidings and this bar, and there's another one somewhere that I also grabbed. New scents like that they created for some of these specials that were just limited time bars. I feel like they are so much better than the bars that were the 10 new bars in the fall winter catalog. These are much more appropriate winter type of scents. This would have been absolutely beautiful in the catalog. And then that way it would have lasted and people would have had longer to purchase something like this. Because I don't think it's necessarily holiday specific. I think it's pretty for the holidays, but I think it's also beautiful for winter all around. This is beautiful. So I think I did throw one of these in my club just in case I loved them, because again, I knew that it was going to be a little while until I got around to warming it. So I might have to keep this one because this is really pretty. You guys know I love grapefruit, so I'm going to be warming this one, and I'll let you know if it becomes a favorite. So the category for the Merry Pomegranate says fruity, and I don't know, that would be a hard category because I can smell the grapefruit, and I can also smell the pine. I don't think it's enough pine to be woodsy. And I guess it's not enough grapefruit to be citrusy either, but it's kind of like all three categories put together. So that would have been a hard one, I think, to group, but I don't know how it's going to do on warm, so we'll see. Okay, I also grabbed another 6-pack of bars for free, and on this one, I grabbed 3 apple and cinnamon sticks. Apple and cinnamon sticks is just a classic bar, so I definitely grabbed 3 of this one to replace the few that I have been warming, and also because I had a customer that grabbed a couple of these. And I do like this one. There's something about this one that I don't really like when it's been in my warmers for longer than like 15 hours or so. I feel like it starts to turn a little woodsy, but I really, really do love this scent. There's something really classic about it, and it's also been a scent that's been available in the catalog for a really long time. So it just reminds me of fall anytime I warm it. I also have this scent in some Counter Clean, and I absolutely love that Counter Clean. I wish that I could grab some more Counter Clean in apple and cinnamon sticks. It's one of my favorite scents in the Counter Clean. That and Cider Mill, back when they had Cider Mill in the Counter Clean. And so when I warm it, I think about that Counter Clean. So even though this isn't a clean type of bar, it just reminds me of that because I love using that Counter Clean in the fall. But this one is absolutely beautiful. It is a great performer. It does have the apple and cinnamon. It's definitely more of a traditional apple and cinnamon, but it's got like this woodsy type of note to it. The description for this one says apple peel, spiced white pumpkin, and a touch of oak. I don't really smell pumpkin with this one, I don't guess. I really smell the apple, and then I can smell the oak, like I said. Like once it's been in the warmers for a little while, I really start noticing that woodsy type of smell. So even though this one will go the 24 hours, no problem, I usually take it out of my warmers after 15, 20 hours and, just change it out to something else just because I prefer it when it's more of like the apple cinnamon type of notes. But it is beautiful, and it will go in my club at the end of the fall winter season, just in case Scentsy decides to discontinue that one for some reason, which I think they would be crazy to do that just because that one's really popular. So in this 6-pack, I also grabbed 2 of the Apple Harvest Dreams. And this scent was new in the Harvest collection this year. And unfortunately, this one has sold out. And it's also not even available to add to your clubs anymore. This one just completely dropped off really fast, and then you couldn't add it to your clubs anymore. So I think that for safekeeping, I might have added a couple of these to my club. And then I was going to go back in there and add a couple more, and it was gone. I couldn't up the quantity any, so I was sad about that. But I do like this one. I think it's a little different. The description says a fantasy of forest apple nestled among falling leaves and autumn spice. I didn't really like this one at first. When I first started warming that Harvest collection, I really didn't like this one that much because I felt like this forest apple, I don't know, there's something about it. I don't know if it's the leaf note, but there's also something earthy and slightly woodsy about this one as well. But I love apple scents. I always love apple scents. And so the more that I warmed this bar, the more that I really liked it, and it was a great performer. So I do like it. So I'm glad I was able to grab these 2 right before it sold out. I think it sold out not too long after I placed this order. So I'm glad that I have these, and I think that I'll save them for next year, and I'll keep the one I think that I added to my club. I'll keep that in my club as well. I think Apple Harvest Dreams was such a popular bar with my customers that this, I feel like, might be one that comes to the fall winter catalog for 2026, but I don't know. We'll see. So the last bar that I got on this 6-pack was Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. So I just grabbed one of those to replace one that I had warmed. The description says fresh pumpkin garnished with cinnamon stick and a dollop of whipped icing. And that's really what it is. It's a very, very sweet pumpkin, cinnamon, icing swirl type of scent. I feel like if you don't like sweet bakery scents, you wouldn't like this one. It has a lot of sweetness to it, but I also feel like you can smell the pumpkin in this one, and I can smell the cinnamon. So I really like that. This is like my pumpkin spice bar that I really like. It's really sweet. Really, really pretty. A staple. Again, this one usually goes in my club at the end of the fall winter season. Hopefully they will bring this one back again next year. So I also grabbed the Frostique mini warmer for free. So I did get that free, but I'm going to go over the warmers towards the end. So I'm not quite sure what else is on this order, but I'm going to look at that. So I did grab that, but unfortunately that also has sold out because that was from the Merry and Bright Christmas special. So it sold out. So for my half price items, I did also grab some warmers. So I'm going to talk about the warmers here in just a minute. But for half price, I also grabbed some bricks. So I grabbed a 5-pack of bricks, which was one of each scent. I was able to grab that half price. So I have those here. I have the maraschino sugar cookie, my absolute favorite. I have a toasted caramel sugar. I have the Rustic Lodge, spiced grapefruit. And then the last one is Cozy Fireside, which is my mom's absolute favorite. So this one is going to her because if you've watched some of my other videos, then you know that I had already grabbed a 5-pack of bricks. I have those here. And then I also grabbed a 2-pack of bricks on another order. And on the 2-pack, I believe I grabbed maraschino sugar cookie and spiced grapefruit. So I already have those. And then that Cozy Fireside, I'm also going to give to my mom just because it is one of her favorite scents of all time. So I'm definitely going to be giving her these for Christmas. I said before, I really like the spiced grapefruit as well. It's one of my favorites. And this one is actually not cracked. So I actually received a brick that's not cracked. Most of mine have been cracked that I have received. This spiced grapefruit, I think it's a little misleading because it's called spiced grapefruit. I don't think there's a whole lot of spices in it. The bricks are still available, and you can get the bricks one of your choice for $24. You can get 2 for $40, or you can get all 5, one of each scent for $90. And if you have any party rewards, if you have free credits or half price items that you can use, you can actually use that on the bricks. So I think that's an amazing deal if you have rewards, just because you're getting a lot of wax and then you're getting it using your rewards even cheaper. So if you like any of these scents, I think that's an amazing thing to do. But Scentsy also just announced that they are having a sale the day after Christmas. I think that's really amazing that they're doing that this year. So if the bricks are something that you're interested in, if they don't sell out the day after Christmas, they plan on having the bricks. I believe it said 30% off. So you'll be able to get the bricks 30% off. They also said that like the collections, the holiday collections, and the harvest items, holiday warmers, that sort of thing are going to be 30% off. So I'm definitely going to be checking out the sale. I don't know if I'm going to get any more of the bricks or not. I'm considering it. So if you are interested in any of the harvest or holiday items, definitely check that out the day after Christmas. So I'm not going to go over the descriptions of the bricks again, just because I've already went over these bricks with you. But spiced grapefruit, like I said, it's not a very spicy type of grapefruit. If you like bittery, astringent, zesty type grapefruit scents, I think you would love this. It's kind of clean, citrusy, not a lot of spices. I think if you're someone who doesn't really like spices, I think you would still be okay with this. There's not really cinnamon that I smell. There is a slight different kind of spice. I wouldn't say it's necessarily clove either, but it is a really beautiful grapefruit. I really, really love this one, which is why I have the 2 that I placed before. So now I have 3 bricks of this. So I'll also go ahead and say that I also used another half price item to get a 2-pack of bricks half price. So I went ahead and grabbed 2 more maraschino sugar cookie. I am really, really, really obsessed with this scent. So I think that makes now 5. So I have 2 from the last party closeout that I did. And then I have the 3 maraschino sugar cookie from this party. So now I have 5. And honestly, I may grab one more the day after Christmas at the 30% off. Just because maraschino sugar cookie, even though it does smell kind of holiday, this is a scent I'm going to warm year round. And this one is cracked, but that's okay. It smells so strong, honestly. I don't feel like the longevity of maraschino sugar cookie is, anything outstanding. I feel like it goes the 24 hours for me, but there's something about the strength of this scent. It's slightly a little bit better than average for me. I just feel like when I put it in my warmers, it just overtakes my space. It smells so beautiful. I never go nose blind to this scent. It's perfect just the way it is. I don't have to mix anything with it. And so for that reason, I love this one. And this was also one that I fell in love with when it was in a brick the time before. And for some reason, I didn't add it to my club, or I accidentally deleted it, and I have regretted that. And so now that it's back, I just really wanted to stock up on it because I just need it. I would, if this was in a lotion, I just want to smell it all the time. I would use it in a lotion. I'm just obsessed with it. So maraschino sugar cookie, if you've not tried it and you like the scent of cherry and you like bakery type scents, you like a cookie type of smell with some cherry, try it. Just absolutely try it. I've said before, I want it in some sort of lip balm. I want it in lotion. I want it in a body spray. I want it in everything. So this is beautiful. I've absolutely added this one to club. So it's in my club as well. And I am going to enjoy these bricks so much. So let's see if these other ones are cracked. No, this one looks pretty good. And this third one here. And that one's good as well. So I actually had a couple that weren't cracked this time. Oh, they smell so good. So good. I love these. The toasted caramel sugar, I've said before, I also really, really love this one. This one is not cracked. So that's surprising. I think the first party closeout that I did and I got the bricks, most of the bricks were cracked. This one has a very toasted type of smell, but in a really, really good way. Not a burnt way. It's kind of like a toasted vanilla, a toasted sugar. It's slightly buttery, slightly caramel, very, very, very slightly caramel. It's mostly like this toasted, sugary, vanilla type of smell. It's not like overly caramely to me, even though it's called toasted caramel sugar. It is really, really good. I do love this one as well. And this one for me is a really great mixer. I like mixing this one with other things. I like mixing it with cinnamon scents. I like mixing it with fruity scents in the summer. So I think I have 2 of this one now. And I might grab one more of these on the day after Christmas 30% off sale. But I'm also adding it to my club. So I don't know if I will do that because I'm also going to be getting it in my club. So Rustic Lodge, I have that one. I definitely don't need any more of the Rustic Lodge because now this is my second one because I got one in the last 5-pack of bricks that I grabbed. And this one is not cracked either. So this set of bricks was definitely in better condition than my last ones. I do love this one. It is more of a clean pine type of scent, slightly manly. I wish that this one had more of like a smoky ember type of smell to it because when I think of Rustic Lodge, I think of that. There is slightly something there in the background when it's warming, but it smells more like you are in a rustic lodge where there has been like maybe a fire that had been going the night before or something and it's been put out. And it's just kind of like the smell that's left over. But I still really like it. For someone who doesn't really like a lot of woodsy type of fragrances, I really love this one. So I'm happy to have another one. I'll definitely use it. Like I said before, I feel like this 5-pack of bricks is so good this year. None of these were new scents. They were all returning scents. But usually there's like one brick that I don't really care for. And so I don't normally get multiple 5-packs because I want to make my own 2-pack bundles and choose which ones. But I feel like they were all so good this year. That's why I purchased I have purchased now 2 of the 5 packs. And Cozy Fireside, absolutely wonderful. Cinnamon, slightly smoky, smells holiday, but again, my mom is all about the cinnamon scents, and she warms this all year. Absolutely loves it. She is obsessed with this scent, and she can't get enough of it. So I did up the quantity in my club, and so I have upped the quantity in my club for her, and now I have these 2 bricks for her. And you know what? I totally forgot that I just placed a party closeout just the other day, and it's supposed to be here before Christmas. And I grabbed another 2-pack of bricks, and I grabbed 1 maraschino sugar cookie and 1 more Cozy Fireside. So I will have another Cozy Fireside for her. So she is going to be set with Cozy Fireside. She is not going to run out anytime soon, and she can just warm as much of this as she wants. She's going to be so excited. Okay, so I think that is all for wax. So we're going to move on to warmers. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my table, and then I'll show you the warmers that I grabbed. Okay, so the first warmer that I have here is the Frostique mini warmer. This was from the Merry and Bright collection that they did. This one I got on my free credit. I've said before, I really don't use a lot of mini warmers, so I don't usually grab a lot of those, but this warmer was so beautiful that I had to have this one. I really love this aqua blue color as well as the snowflakes, because I feel like I can leave this warmer out all winter, and so I can keep it out after Christmas. It is so pretty. So this is what it looks like before I plug it in. It's definitely kind of like this frosted aqua color. It is so pretty. So this is what it looks like before I plug it in. This is a tabletop base. So it actually comes with the little plug-in where you plug it into the wall, but it's just easier for me to show it to you on a tabletop base. So that's why I did this. If you want to get a tabletop base for it, you just have to make sure you get the glass one, and you also get the one that's for a 10-watt warmer, because this one is actually only 10 watts. Ooh. Okay, that is so beautiful. I love this. I'm really, really glad I chose this. There are some little places here, like you can see there, where it's kind of like scuffed up a little bit. I'm not sure if they all look like that, if that's just the way they look. I feel like probably the worst one is right there on the edge of the snowflake, but it doesn't bother me too bad. It is still absolutely stunning. I love this blue color. I love snowflakes. So I'm glad I grabbed this one. So I do hate that the mini warmer has sold out, but I do feel like it was popular. So maybe they'll bring it back next year. I mean, I honestly don't know, but I do think it was absolutely beautiful. This next one that I have here, I did get this one half price. This is the Snowdrop Warmer. And I know a lot of people grabbed this one. This one was also really popular. This one was from the All Is Calm collection. So this one, unfortunately, has sold out as well. And sometimes I feel bad showing you warmers that have sold out, because then I feel like you can't get it. So it's kind of pointless in a way to show it to you, except for the fact that it could come back in the future. So I'm still just going to show it to you. This one I almost did not get. I went back and forth on what to get for my half price item. But again, I thought this was a warmer that I could keep out, you know, just all winter. So I do like that about it, that it doesn't necessarily look just Christmassy. I feel like I can keep it out longer. Oh, wow. It is smaller than I thought that it was. It is cute, but it is definitely a very petite warmer. And this is actually only a 15-watt warmer. So I don't know how great of a performer it's going to be, but it's only 15 watts. Okay, so I really, really love the dish. The dish is definitely like a frosted white color, and the dish has a 2. So only 2 cubes of wax in this one, but I love that dish. So this is what Snowdrop looks like before I turn it on. It is kind of small, as you can see. It's definitely a petite warmer. I do like petite warmers like this sometimes, just because I feel like I can put them in smaller little places. So this one is cute. Ooh, okay. This one is definitely different. So let me turn this back off. You can see like there's these little stars. And then you have like kind of like the speckled light that shines through with the stars. It is really beautiful. I'm glad I chose this one. I really wasn't sure because pictures just really didn't do this one justice. As you can see, there really is no rhyme or reason to it. I feel like towards the back here, there's not quite as much light coming out. So I really love the front. That is so beautiful. It's not much light because this is a 15-watt warmer. It looks more light there, but really it's not that much light. So it's definitely just kind of like a little petite, subdued warmer with just a little bit of light. I love it. Very, very pretty, very wintry looking. I think this would have been a beautiful warmer as a gift because it would have pretty much matched anyone's decor. And just a little cute petite warmer. I really love this one. Okay, so I'm glad I got that. I'm just going to leave that one out. I'm going to find somewhere to put this one. I don't know where it's going to go, but we're going to find somewhere to put this. Okay, so the next warmer that I have here, I got half price, and I really went back and forth about this. I really, really did. But I ended up getting the Winter Swan warmer, and I could not decide, did I want this warmer or not? Okay, I don't have anything in my house that's like swans or anything like that, but there was something about this warmer that I fell in love with. I also don't usually purchase element warmers. I really like warmers to have light. I like for them to glow, but there was something so cute about this warmer, and I don't even really think this warmer is necessarily holiday specific. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Am I going to put it out just around the holidays? I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, I don't know why I like this warmer so much. This is so cute. I mean, even its little beak here is like a gold type of color. I just feel like the detail of this one was so cute. It's kind of petite. I don't know how much wax I could fit in there. I don't know. If I was someone else, I probably wouldn't put more than maybe 3 cubes, maybe 2.5 cubes. But, you know, I've said before, I never put a lot of wax in each of my warmers anyway. I kind of cut up my wax and just do a little bit in each warmer. But it's so pretty. So this one does not light up. The only light is this little indicator light. Just, it will glow red when you plug it in and turn it on, just letting you know that the warmer is on. The wattage of this one is only 9 watts. So this is only 9 watts. Again, it's kind of a smaller warmer, but look how cute it is. Why do I love this so much? I just really love it. I don't know why. I don't really have any other kind of swan decor or anything like that. I just thought it was really, really precious. So I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm going to find a little spot for her because she's really, really cute. I love the little detail of the wings. So this warmer is actually still available. So I don't know if that's because it wasn't popular with people, because again, I went back and forth about whether I really needed this because it didn't glow or anything. But I have to say, she is so pretty. I love like how she's glossed and the detail of her. So if you're interested in this warmer, it is still available. I'm pretty sure that it was $50. I got it half price. And this is part of a holiday collection. This was part of the All Is Calm collection. So I'm assuming if she is still available the day after Christmas, that this warmer would be 30% off. I'm assuming. Okay, so the last warmer that I got on this order half price is the Merry Little Christmas white warmer. This was the main warmer that I wanted. This one was from the Merry and Bright Christmas special collection as well. I actually have this warmer in the green version, the original version that I believe is still available because it was part of the holiday collection. I don't believe that one has sold out. If it has, I'll correct myself on the screen here, but I'm pretty sure that one is still available. This one, I did like how unique it is. I like the white. I like the colors of it. If I had to choose between the two, if I didn't already have the green one and I had to make a choice between the two, I would probably still choose the traditional green one, honestly. But this one was so cute and I had a half price item to use, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Again, this warmer has sold out, unfortunately. And that makes me so sad for anyone that's interested in it, but maybe it will come back in the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you. Okay, so this is what this warmer looks like before I turn it on or anything. I think it's so beautiful. As you can tell with my tree, I really love colored lights. I'm not someone who usually just does white lights anywhere in the house. I like lots of color around Christmas. My tree doesn't really have necessarily like a theme to it. It's just ornaments that I've collected over the years, ornaments that my mom and family and friends has given me. And so that's just what makes it special to me, is being able to look at stuff like that. And so the holidays has always been about color. And so I love the color of this one. I think that's really what made me want it. This one is a 13 watt. So this warmer is an actual element warmer, the same way as the green tree one is the Merry Little Christmas green one. That one is also an element warmer. I can't remember if that one is also 13 watts, but that one is such an amazing performing warmer. So when I bought this one, I assumed that they would be the same. I will check my other one and I'll let you know if it's different. If it's different, I will put that on the screen somewhere. But this one is 13 watts, so I feel like that's great. Okay, so let's turn this on. So all the little lights do light up. Love that. Let me turn this off. So you can see that. It's not super bright or anything. I don't feel like this one isn't going to give off a whole lot of light. I just feel like it's so adorable. When it's darker in here, it's pretty bright here right now, so you really don't get a good feel for it. But I love the fact that the colors on this tree is like the pinks and the purples and other type of colors. Because with the other one, I have it going in my kitchen right now. I think it's more like red, orange, yellow, and green, I believe, on that one. So yeah, this one has more of like the pinks and purples. Love it. I'm glad I got this one. This was the main thing that I wanted with my half price items. So I'm glad that I was able to grab it before it sold out. I honestly thought that this one would sell out quicker than it did. I mean, it did sell out, but I thought that it would sell out quicker than it did. Okay, so that was everything from that party closeout order. And so I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the other orders. This next order that I'm going over is from November 1st. So I actually still have another warmer. I don't know if I have more than that, but I do have the Peppermint Swirl warmer. I do have that, but that wasn't released until I believe November 3rd. So, or later, I don't remember. But anyway, so it's coming up. I will show you that when I get to it. But for this order, this was from November 1st. And so this has Scents of the Season, and it also has the Wicked Wax Collection. So I will smell those with you, and we'll go over all that together, and then also go over a few things that I got off the clearance section. Honestly, I really didn't grab a whole lot from the clearance section, but they did have the Minions banana bar. So I did grab one of those just because my husband likes this bar. He really likes the scent of banana. And this one was $5.95. The description for this one says candied banana with a touch of creamy vanilla, and lush palm is sugary, sweet, and irresistible. And I do like this one. I think it's very, very banana. It is, but I don't feel like there's a whole lot of vanilla with this one. It is a fun, sweet, fruity type of banana. It is in the fruity category, and it really smells like Laffy Taffy to me, almost leaning slightly bakery, more like that Laffy Taffy candy. So I really like this one a lot, and I know that he'll enjoy this one. I probably should have grabbed two because he likes banana scents, but it'll take us a while to go through this one. So I just grabbed the one. Since he also had Dumbo a Circus Parade in the clearance section, so I grabbed one of those. And it was $5.95. The description says sweet clementine, creamy peach, fresh mango, and vanilla bean. And I do love this one. I think it smells really, really good. I think it smells fruity as well. You can definitely smell the vanilla. I think it's almost too much vanilla for me, honestly, but I love this one in the summer. I think it is really beautiful. I can smell the clementine. I can smell the mango. I really don't smell a whole lot of peach with this one. It's so good. It's like just like a pretty summery type of scent to me. Sweet. It's definitely got the creamy vanilla. It's not one that I would probably add to club. I have a couple of these left in my stash, but I wanted to grab one more because sometimes in the summer I do reach for this one, and it's nice. I love it. So then from the clearance section, anytime you bundle 6 bars, whether they're in the clearance section or not, Scentsy gives you an additional 10% off. They don't do that with the licensed bars on the website, but they do that with just regular scents. So I did grab 6 clearance bars. 5 of those is this rainbow red. So I really love rainbow red, and they had it in the clearance section. So I grabbed 5 of this one. The description says, soft watermelon hues highlight the sweetness of cherry and strawberry. So, of course, I love cherry scents. I love strawberry scents. I love watermelon scents. I knew what this one smelled like. I knew that I loved it. And I do. I really do love this one. It's just all good things kind of mixed together. Honestly, if I could add this one to club, I would. It's good. It's so fruity. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of watermelon. This one is not overtaken by watermelon. I can smell more of the strawberry and cherry kind of mixed together with just like some watermelon in the background. And then like a sweet sugariness with it. So, I mean, you do have to like kind of sweet scents. You have to like strawberry, cherry scents. I feel like if you don't like a lot of watermelon, but you're okay with strawberry cherry, you might still be able to do this one, but you can smell the watermelon a little bit when it's forming. But it's really pretty. I love that one for summer. So now I have 5 and I'm set. I was able to get those for $4.86. So the last bar that I grabbed from the clearance section to make that a 6-pack so that I could get 10% off is Sweet Plum Pastry. I was kind of surprised to see this one on the clearance section because this one was also on the list of vault bars that was coming back. So it was available to add to club. And then in the clearance section, you could get it for $4.86. So it was actually cheaper to get it in the clearance section. So that's why I did that. So I already went over this bar when I was talking about the vault bars. But that's where I grabbed it from, was the clearance section. Instead of adding this to a one and done club, I just put it in this clearance order. The description says black plum and toasted coconut garnish a marshmallow cloud. And the reason why I grabbed one of these is I did have a couple of these in my stash, but they were really oily. They didn't quite smell the way that I remembered that they should smell. And so I really wanted a fresh bar so that I could rewarm it again and decide if this is one that I want to add to my club. You would think that this would be one that I would just absolutely love because I really, really love plum and I love bakery fragrances, but it's really not one that I love. I do like it. I think the toasted coconut and possibly also the marshmallow note that's in this one just keeps me from loving it. There's something slightly heavy about this bar when it's warming and gives me a slight headache. I really, really love it here, but when it starts to warm, it just kind of, it's a really good performer. So it fills the space and it kind of takes over the space. I don't know. There's something about it. I think that it's the toasted coconut that's just a little bit too much for me, just since coconut seems to bother me sometimes. But I really love the kind of like bakery pastry type of note that's there. There's not a lot of it there, but there's some there. And I love the plum notes that's in this one. So this one I'm struggling with. I don't know whether to add it to club or not. I think that I would be okay without it just because I have so many other bakery bars, but it is a really nice one. And I have to say this one is really popular. A lot of people love this one. So if you ever see this one again and you like plum scents, I would definitely give it a try. Okay, so on this November 1st order, I also grabbed Scents of the Season, and it comes in this really pretty blue velvet type of bag. And it does have like this little tag on here, and the tag does tell you the bars that are included and the scent descriptions of the bars. I love when they do this. I think this Scents of the Season collection is so cute for gifts because it has the scent descriptions here and people actually know what they're getting. They can smell the bars, they can read the descriptions, and I think this is an adorable gift. So this is actually still available. It is $25 and you get all 5 bars in here. So I'm going to smell those with you and go over them. I have smelled a couple of these. I haven't smelled all of them, but I've smelled a couple. And if this is still available the day after Christmas, it should be 30% off. So if you are interested in grabbing any more of these, or if you want to just hold out and wait and grab it the day after Christmas, hopefully it hangs around, it doesn't sell out, and you can get it on sale. So the one that I have smelled is the Cranberry Christmas Cake. This one is the one that I thought would be my absolute favorite. The description for this one says, layers of creamy vanilla and cranberry jam sprinkled with sweet ruby crystals. I love this one so much. Okay, so this one smells like the perfect mix between maraschino sugar cookie and cranberry muffin. So I used to have cranberry muffin in my club, and I love that bar. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but I eventually deleted it from my club just because the past couple of times that I received it, I felt like the bar just wasn't performing the way that it used to. I felt like the performance of it wasn't that great. I felt like that it struggled in this house. It did a lot better in my other house that wasn't open concept. And so unfortunately, I took it out of my club. I do miss it, but it didn't have the performance that I wanted it to have. So I love that this bar is a mixture of the maraschino sugar cookie, because I really, really love that scent. And then also the cranberry muffin, because I also really, really love that muffin type of note. So instead of it having the cookie type of note, it definitely has like a cake muffin type of note here. So I feel like this is even more bakery than the maraschino sugar cookie, because that one smells more like the sugar cookie, whereas this one smells like this deeper cakey muffin type of smell. This one is just beautiful. It smells delicious. If you like the smell of cherry, because it doesn't really mention cherry here. It says cranberry Christmas cake. It mentions creamy vanilla, cranberry jam, and sweet ruby crystals. So it doesn't mention cherry, but I smell cherry here. It's like a mixture of cranberry and cherry, and it's definitely more of like a jam, because it's definitely got like that sweet jam type of smell. Honestly, when you first smell it here, I smell more cherry than I do cranberry. My husband felt the same way. He smells cherry. He doesn't smell cranberry at all with this one. And he can also smell the cake note with this one. So I haven't warmed it yet, so I don't know how it's going to do on warm, but I feel like this one is going to be my favorite out of the mix. I haven't smelled the other ones yet, but this one is going in my club for sure. I absolutely love it. Do I love it more than maraschino sugar cookie? I don't know, because I haven't warmed it yet. But I do love this cakey type of bakery note that's in here. I do like the cookie note that's in maraschino sugar cookie. That one is absolutely gorgeous. So if this one is even more bakery with this cakey note, if the performance is even better, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably just keep a couple of each in my club. This one is beautiful. If you love maraschino sugar cookie, I would give this one a try, because it's not exactly the same, but it's the same kind of vibe. It's the same bakery type of smell. It's so good. If you loved cranberry muffin, it's not a dupe for that, but I mean, it's similar to that. So if you liked the cranberry muffin bar that Scentsy used to have, I think you would really love this one as well. So that one is a win for me. I cannot wait to warm that one. The next bar in this collection is Cabin Cuddles. I think that is a cute name. I love this packaging. The description says, fresh mountain air carries citrusy bergamot and herbal lavender over subtle white sandalwood. Ooh, okay. This one. Okay, this one smells amazing. It smells manly. It smells masculine, but in the best way. Okay, I really, really love this one. This one's going to have to go in my club. This one is beautiful. Fresh mountain air, citrusy bergamot. Then it mentions herbal lavender. It also mentions sandalwood. Bergamot, absolutely, I can smell. It says citrusy bergamot, but honestly, There is a masculine edge to this. So instead of smelling citrus here, I honestly smell more of like that masculine bergamot. A slight hint of maybe a citrus type of note there, but when I read this description before I smelled this, I thought it was going to have like more of that with it. I didn't think it was going to smell quite as manly as it does. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily manly cologne because it does have this fresh mountain air type of note. I can smell like an air type of note. This is so beautiful. Lavender, not a whole lot of lavender. It's not an in-your-face type of lavender. When it says herbal lavender, it really does have kind of almost like a masculine spa type of smell, but also an outside air type of smell. But still, there's a masculine edge to this one. This is absolutely beautiful. And then you have the sandalwood that I feel like is going to help this one blend and be absolutely beautiful in the warmers. I cannot wait to warm this. I would not have thought that they would have put a scent like this in Scents of the Season, like a holiday type of collection. I don't feel like cranberry Christmas cake necessarily smells Christmassy either. I don't think, well, it does kind of smell wintry, maybe slightly holiday, but I will warm that one year round. The same thing with this one. I feel like this is more of a scent that I will warm year round. It would be fantastic in bathrooms, but I also think this would be absolutely gorgeous in the bedroom. I don't know how it will do out here. It doesn't smell overly strong, so I don't know how performance is going to be, but this is gorgeous. Okay, so far this is a win for me. This is a win. The next one is a Christmas Tree Farm. And again, this packaging is adorable. I love the name. It says icy cool air mingles with Fraser fir trees, brightened with sparkling bergamot and an earthy hint of white moss. Ooh. Oh, I love this one too. What in the world? Okay. Yes, if this is still available the day after Christmas, I'm going to have to grab like one or two more of these collections because already I'm loving all of these bars. There is a bonfire type of note with this one, like a smoky type of fire note that I absolutely love. Okay. I liked Silver Spur because Silver Spur had almost like a smoky type of smell, but I think I like this one even more than the Silver Spur smell. So the Silver Spur bar I will probably remove from my club if this one has good performance, and I will probably put this one in my club. Because this one, it mentions icy cool air, so let's go ahead and say there is a slight coolness to this one, a very slight coolness here on cold that I can smell. So it's not like an overly cool bar, but then it mentions this Fraser fir trees, which I can smell like this forest of fir or pine type of trees. It doesn't even mention a smoky type of smell, but that's the main thing I smelled when I smelled this bar. It mentions an earthy hint of white moss. I don't think necessarily I smell something like that. I think there is a slight earthiness, but I think it's more like a pine forest type of tree smell with that icy slight cool smell. And then it says sparkling bergamot. I don't smell anything sparkling about this bar. Bergamot, when I think of bergamot, it's either usually soapy, citrusy, sometimes masculine. I don't really smell anything citrusy, but I can slightly smell a masculine edge here, but this isn't like a cologne type of scent. This isn't like a super masculine scent, nothing like that. The Cabin Cuddles was more masculine. So I don't smell a lot of bergamot here. I smell that smoky smell with that slight icy cool air with the tree. And it is absolutely beautiful. It smells like you are in a wintry forest with a fire going. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, this one definitely smells wintry to me. I love this so much. This is going to have to go in my club. I really think I like this one more than the Silver Spur. I'm going to have to warm those two against each other because if you like the Silver Spur smell, I want to say there was maybe a leather note in that one that's not in this one. And this one has a slightly icy cool type of note to it that one didn't have. But they're kind of same type of vibes slightly. This is beautiful. I love that one. I don't know how the performance is going to be. I think that one smells slightly stronger than the Cabin Cuddles though. So, okay, this next one here is Sugared Peppermint Flurries. And it says sweet marshmallow and sugar crystals swirl in a refreshing air of peppermint. This packaging, I just love this. Okay, that one's pretty. This one is pretty. Let me smell the bottom of it. Okay, this one slightly smells like the frozen Olaf bar. I was talking about that before when we were talking about the Gilmore Girls collection. There was I don't remember what the name of that bar was. There was a bar in the Gilmore Girls collection. I'll try to put the name of it here. That I was wondering if it was going to be similar to Olaf, and it really wasn't. This one is much more similar to Olaf, but I also think Olaf is available right now. So if you really like the smell of that Disney bar Olaf, I'm pretty sure that it's available right now and you can purchase it. If it's not available right now or it's sold out or something, I will put that on the screen. But Olaf, there's just really nothing else like Olaf. Even though this one is similar, I feel like if you like that Olaf bar, you'll love this one. This one is the most probably similar thing that we've had like to that one. And it's because it has, it mentions this marshmallow, which slightly smells like that vanilla smell that is in the Olaf bar. Olaf reminds me a lot of like a minty vanilla kind of cozy, cool type of bar. It's so beautiful. I love Olaf. So if I had to choose between the two on cold, I would choose Olaf. I really love that one. But that's not to say I don't love this one because it smells really good. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one on warm, but it smells really good here. It says a refreshing air of peppermint. It's strange that they mention air because I was going to say I smell something slightly here that smells like an outside air type of note. So there's like a minty air type of note with this one. And then the marshmallow, if I didn't know that it was a marshmallow, I would probably have said that it smells like a sweet vanilla. But now that I know that it's marshmallow, yeah, it does smell more like marshmallow than it does vanilla. It's really pretty. It mentions sugar crystals. I feel like that's just giving it a little bit of sweetness. The only thing about this one is possibly it could give me a headache with that marshmallow or vanilla if this one is a little heavy in the warmers. But smelling it right here, I think it's going to be fine. The mint, the peppermint in this one isn't like a super invigorating peppermint or anything. It's not like really opening me up or, it's not like super in my face and strong. So I don't know what the performance of this one's going to be. If this is going to be a strong bar, if this is going to be more like a cozy type of bar, because here it kind of smells slightly lighter than some of the other ones. So I feel like this one is going to smell more cozy. But it's pretty. This collection is still a win for me. So I don't think I will add that one to club. I think I'm just going to add Olaf back to my club and keep that one. The last bar in this collection is Sweet Christmas Lily. And the description for this one says, the sweetness of candied sugar warmed by pink amber mingles with delicate white lily. Okay, this one is interesting. Again, it's not a bar or a scent that I would have expected them to put in a Scents of the Season collection. Okay, so this one is lighter. This is a lighter floral. For me, it's still a floral. Okay, so I'm still sensitive to floral bars, but I can definitely say this is a softer, lighter type of floral. It's not like an in-your-face floral. It does kind of smell like a wintry floral, I guess, slightly. But still, it's kind of an odd scent to put in scents of the season, in my opinion. For those of you out there that like floral type of bars, I think you would like this one if you like softer florals. There is a slight sweetness. So it does mention candied sugar. It mentions pink amber. I was kind of concerned about the amber. I do smell something slightly body care, which is probably the amber in the background. So it doesn't really smell like a heavy amber. So I might still be able to warm this one. I think if you like scents like pink tulips, if you like the smell of pink tulips, which is also a very soft type of floral, this kind of reminds me of that. I feel like the pink tulips bar has more of a fruity type of note with it, whereas this one has more of a body care. Like it's got the amber note, but it also has some sweetness. But it's pretty. I feel like if you liked pink tulips, you'd like this one. From the top here, I hardly smell it. So I do feel like this one is going to be lighter. This one may have good longevity with the amber, but I don't feel like it's going to have the best strength. So we'll see. This is definitely not one that I necessarily feel like I need more of. So if I buy another one of these collections, you know, I probably will just save this and gift it to someone, but it's still a win for me. I still love all four of these other bars. They're absolutely beautiful. If I had to put these in order, obviously cranberry Christmas cake would be absolutely number one for me. This one is gorgeous. So beautiful. I am obsessed with maraschino sugar cookies, so it reminds me of that, just more of a cakier version. Second place would be really hard for me to choose between Cabin Cuddles and Christmas Tree Farm. I really love both of these. Oh, this Cabin Cuddles is so nice. There is also kind of like a slight soapy edge to this one. It smells clean. Oh, it's so good and masculine. Oh, but I love this smoky Christmas Tree Farm. I don't know if I can decide. Okay, well, this might change on warm, but for now, I'm going to say Christmas Tree Farm is number 2. And that's because I do feel like this one is more a sense of the season type of scent. I feel like this was the perfect scent for this collection because it smells more wintry to me. It smells more of like a holiday type of bar. So cranberry Christmas cake and then Christmas Tree Farm and then Cabin Cuddles is absolutely amazing. But it's one that I would warm year round. That one's beautiful. And then Sugared Peppermint Flurries is number 4. This one is nice. It smells clean, it smells fresh. It's really, really pretty. And then the Sweet Christmas Lily is in last place for me. I do think it's beautiful. It's just not really a scent I would reach for just because I don't really warm a lot of florals, but I think this is a soft floral. I think I could tolerate this one. I think this one would be pretty in the spring for me. Again, I don't think it necessarily smells Christmassy or holiday to me whatsoever, but it's pretty. Okay, so the last thing that I have on this order that I placed is the Wicked Wax Collection, and the tag fell off of mine. So I don't know how this tag became unattached, but this is a cute collection. I think that it's still available. If it's not, I will put that here on the screen. But I do like the fact, again, that it comes with like this little tag. It does talk about all 3 of the fragrances in here, and it does mention the scent description. So this collection is $21. It does include the cute little bag, and you do get 3 bars. So the first bar here is Green Girl Power. Looks like that. The description says, wild jasmine notes uplifted by fresh greens and powerful dark amber. So I am kind of concerned when it says powerful dark amber, but we'll see. Ooh, okay. I don't smell a whole lot of amber here, honestly, on just initial first cold sniffs, but I do smell a good bit of like fresh greens and jasmine. I would consider this a floral bar. It's kind of like one of those high pitched. You've got like the green notes there. You've got jasmine. I almost smell like some green apple, and I don't know why. Why am I smelling some green apple here? Very, very slightly, like very, very slightly in the background. I almost feel like I smell like a crisp green apple. This one is really pretty. I feel like this is going to be a strong one because it does have like that high pitched type of notes to it. I can smell slightly jasmine, but I feel like I smell more of like this fresh green type of note. And when I say fresh greens, I think it's more like spring type of green. It's not necessarily like grassy greens. This is a very spring type of smelling bar to me. It's high pitched and like floral, but I almost smell. There was a 101's Dalmatian bar that we had not too long ago. I don't remember. Was that last year? At some point, it was also a green bar, and it had a very floral. It was very, very strong, and it was kind of floral with a green apple type of smell. This reminds me of that for some reason. Like when I'm smelling this, it's reminding me of that. Without having the two bars here, I can't really say specifically how close they are in one another, but for some reason, this one is bringing back memories of that bar. And I don't know why. I guess it's because I'm slightly smelling that high pitched green apple, but also floral notes. So if you were a fan of that 101 Dalmatians bar, I feel like you would probably like a bar like this because that's what it reminds me of. It is beautiful. It's not really something probably that I need more of, but I will warm this one probably in the spring. I think it's pretty. I think it's going to be a really great performer. The next one is the one that I was excited for. This one is called a Pink Girl Perfection. The description for this one says pink bubblegum and sugared strawberry notes made even brighter with the perfect amount of citrus. Yes, I love this one. Oh, that is so pretty. It is gorgeous from the bottom here. Okay, you can definitely smell the bubblegum. It is definitely more of like a pink bubblegum. It's not like a minty bubblegum. That is so beautiful. I smell mostly the bubblegum here. So there is a slight like sugary, a berry type of note. I don't know that I would have necessarily guessed strawberry. Probably. It is more of like a strawberry. But it's kind of in the background. I smell the pink bubblegum first. And then I don't really smell citrus. Maybe very, very, very slightly, but not really anything citrusy. I smell something almost like a very slight vanilla blending this together. This one is so beautiful. Okay, I can't wait to warm this one. If you love the scent of bubblegum and you're okay with a little bit of strawberry, I think you would love this one. The last one in this collection is called Friends for Good. And the description says, sweet vanilla orchid with a hint of green brings out the best notes of wild strawberry. Ooh. Okay, this is interesting. I did not think that I would love this one, but we don't have anything else that smells like this. This is beautiful. What is this? Is this considered fruity? Because I don't know. Is this fruity? It's definitely some sweetness here. So it mentions sweet vanilla orchid. It says with a hint of green, and then it says wild strawberry. So there's something about this that reminds me of like a fruity, slightly laundry maybe not laundry, but fruity, slightly clean type of smell. There's also something that smells kind of like a sweet, almost like a candy smell. Vanilla orchid. I guess I could see that. There's like a hint of something that smells kind of floral here. This one is really, really hard to describe because I don't know of anything else similar to this. I was not expecting it to smell like this at all based on this description. When it says a hint of green, I don't smell anything green in this bar. I don't know what it means by a hint of green. Wild strawberry. If you're afraid of strawberry or you don't like strawberry, I don't really smell a lot of strawberry here. I smell slightly something fruity. And it's weird because every time I take it away and I stop smelling it and then I bring it back up to my nose, I smell something different. It smells slightly different. There's something about it that reminds me of a clean, sweet candy, fruity, almost clean, like maybe something that would be in like washer whips. But then there's also, it mentions vanilla orchid, and if I really concentrate on that, I feel like I can slightly smell slightly something floral. This one is totally different. I I don't even know what to think about this one. I didn't think that I would love this one, but I might really love this one on warm, and I might have to add one of these to my club so that maybe I can get one more. I don't even know. Is this a spring scent? I really think this is an anytime type of scent. I definitely bathrooms. I think this would be beautiful in a bathroom. And maybe even bedrooms, possibly out here. But I wouldn't say that this one smells really strong or anything, so I don't know how performance is going to be. I don't know what to think about this one. Okay, you guys have to let me know if you have smelled these bars, if you have tried these bars, what you think about them, what you think this one smells like, because this one has kind of confused me a little bit, but I do think it's pretty. I think it's nice. Okay, so there's that collection. I'm not sad about any of the bars. I think I'll definitely warm all of them, but definitely the Wicked Pink Girl Perfection was my favorite. And then the Wicked Friends for Good was my second favorite. And then the last one would have been the Green Girl Power. Even though I think that one was really beautiful, it was a little bit on the sharp side for me and a little bit more floral than what I would normally warm, but I will still warm all of them and enjoy them. So this next order that I have here is an order I placed on November 3rd. And the reason why I wanted to place this order is because there were some bars in the clearance section that I wanted to get, and I really wanted the Peppermint Swirl warmer. I thought that warmer was absolutely gorgeous, and I wanted to grab it before it sold out because I figured that it would sell out, and it has, unfortunately. But on the website, if you purchase a 6-pack of bars, you can get a warmer 10% off. So even if the 6 bars you purchase are from the clearance section, they will give you 10% off of the warmer. So I did that. I grabbed the 6 bars and then I was able to get that Peppermint Swirl warmer 10% off, and I will go over the warmer with you in just a second. So for the bars that I grabbed, I did grab 2 of the iced winter mint bars. Now these were regular priced bars. These were from the contemporary holiday special collection that they had, and unfortunately these bars have also sold out. So we're going to smell these. Ooh, okay, so the description says sugared apple brings a touch of sweetness to crisp peppermint and frosted spruce. Okay, I love this more than I thought that I would. Wow. Ooh, there is something so beautiful about this. I bet it's that sugared apple. This is so pretty. Okay, I thought that this, okay, so I did grab 2 of these, okay, because it mentioned sugared apple. I thought, okay, this is called iced winter mint. I'm funny about mint. Sometimes it smells like a really wintry mint that's like in your face. Sometimes it smells like a spearmint. There was a bar that we had that was called Winter Twilight, I believe. I really didn't like that mint at all. So I wasn't sure what this one was going to be like. But because it said sugared apple, I was telling myself I usually like apple bars, so I better go ahead and grab 2. And I'm glad that I did. I really think I'm going to love this one. This one is really unique. There is the sugared apple here. Now it mentions sweetness to crisp peppermint. And it's funny they say crisp peppermint because this peppermint is different. It is kind of like a crisp peppermint, and it's there, but it's not like overtaking the bar. It's not like really in your face, but it's there. It's like a really strong coolness of a peppermint that is there in the bar. It mentions frosted spruce. I can definitely smell a little bit of spruce, but it's not overtaking the bar at all. And so I love that about it. It's not like overly woodsy. There's definitely this sugar type of apple, but it's really like in the background too. I don't feel like anything is really overtaking the bar. I feel like all of these notes are just blending together and they're absolutely beautiful. There is a little bit of sweetness. I feel like if the sweetness wasn't there, or if there wasn't like the sugared apple in here, I feel like it might be too much for me. I feel like it would just be more of like a wintry type of pine, but because there is this sugared apple with like a little bit of sweetness, this is so gorgeous. Again, this bar right here should have been one of the 10 new winter fall fragrances that was in the catalog. Absolutely. This should have been one of those instead of some of the other scents that they chose. I don't understand why they chose some of the scents that they chose to put in the catalog when they had scents like this that they could have put in the catalog that are absolutely gorgeous. This is so beautiful. I would love this in like a lip balm. I know that I said that about the maraschino sugar cookie. But this smells like something I would love to have like as a chapstick or a lip balm or something like that, because it smells minty, but also there's like a sweetness. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, I cannot wait to warm this one. I really hope that bar comes back next year and is in the catalog, because I feel like a lot of my customers would love that one. So in this 6-pack of bars, I grabbed the 2 iced winter mint, and then I grabbed 1 orange. This was from the Chase Rainbows collection. This was in clearance. I got it for $4.86. It says bright tangerine and orange slices shine between clouds of creamy vanilla. This one is just a pretty bar. It's kind of citrusy. It has the orange slices, it's got the tangerine. It's got slightly some vanilla. I had smelled this one before, and I just remembered that this was a pretty bar for summer. And then I liked it, and I was trying to make this 6-pack, and I knew that I wanted another one of these. Like, I knew that I liked it. It's not necessarily one that I would probably add to club, but I think it's a good performer, and I think it's really pretty. I really like citrusy bars. I like orange type of bars. I feel like this one is slightly different. It's not really zingy. It's not really like super citrusy and like a high-pitched citrus, because it does have this creamy vanilla. So it has like some creamy vanilla here that is blending it and making it smell like more like of a creamy citrus bar. It's really pretty. So this one is nice. I'm excited to have one of those for summer. I also grabbed a bar of pink berry fluff. So I grabbed one of these for $4.86. The description says pink berry, marshmallow, and vanilla bean swirl in an airy, irresistible combination. And I mean, I do like this one. I felt that this one was a pretty like sweet bedroom type of scent. It's honestly almost too much vanilla for me. It's kind of a heavier type of vanilla. It kind of smells bakery, but there's also an element to this one that reminds me of slightly of body care, but in a really sweet type of way. But my husband likes this one, so I just decided to grab one while it was on clearance. And it's not something I would add to club or anything like that, but I think it's nice. I think it's pretty for bedrooms. It's kind of like a soft scent, but it's got a pretty good bit of vanilla here. It also mentions, you know, the marshmallow, but sometimes I feel like their marshmallow just smells a lot like vanilla when it's in the warmers, except for it smells sweeter. So there's definitely like a sweet candy type of feel to this one, but also creamy and slightly cozy. I don't know. This one's just pretty. So I grabbed another one of those because I remembered that I did like it. I also grabbed another rainbow red. So I talked about that a little bit ago. It was still in the current section. So I grabbed one more. This is the one with the watermelon, the sweetness of cherry and strawberry. And it's just a nice bar. I just love this one for summer. I like mixing it with other things. I've mixed this one with bakery type bars before. It's pretty. I love it for summer. I grabbed that for $4.86. And then the last bar that I got here is Quiet Grove. This one was in the clearance section. The description for this one says, take a morning stroll before the world stirs, finding peace in hushed notes of bergamot, jasmine, and sandalwood. And I have smelled this one before. It's not one probably that I would add to club, but I knew that I enjoyed it. So I grabbed one more. There is a slight sharpness to this one that keeps me from absolutely loving it, but there's also like a cozy type of feel to this one. And there's like kind of like an air type of note to this one. There's something in this one that slightly reminds me of that seashore bar, the air note that is in the seashore bar. And that seashore bar has like some citrus, really high pitched citrus type of notes in there, but then there's like this ocean type of air. So there's something about this one that slightly reminds me of that. I don't know if it's the bergamot. Maybe the bergamot is kind of like a citrusy type of bergamot because this one doesn't really smell manly to me. But there's also this air type of note, and I really like this air note that's in this one. Even though it mentions jasmine here, you would think that this one would slightly smell maybe floral, but I don't think it's an overly floral bar at all. I think it's a very well blended bar, I guess because of the sandalwood. It's slightly cozy to me with an air type of note, but also slightly sharp. So that's the only thing that keeps me from loving it. But I do enjoy this one. I don't really know the best time to warm a bar like this. For me, because of the air note, I like this one in the spring, but someone else, I don't know. For me, I mean, it's a pretty good performer. I have not had this bar in my stash, so I don't know how it's going to do in this house. I used to warm this one in my old house, and it had great performance. So I don't know how it's going to do in an open concept, but I'm excited to warm it in the spring and see how it does. Okay, so this is the warmer that I grabbed on this order. This is the Peppermint Swirl. This is out of all the warmers that I've purchased lately, this is the one I am most excited for, I think, because I absolutely fell in love with this warmer. I love it very much. I actually have a spot back here where I'm going to put it. You just can't really see it that well, but I've got kind of like a little display stand that's got like little peppermints on it where this is going to go. So I'm really excited to put this one out. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. Okay, so the dish for this one is just kind of a standard glass dish that has a 4, so you can do up to 4 cubes of wax. This is a 25-watt warmer. So this is what this one looks like. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the little feet at the bottom so that you can move the cord wherever you want so that you can choose where you want the front to be. There is like one little spot right there. Nothing major, but I love when they do this where they don't have the little notch in the warmer so that if you do have a slight imperfection on the warmer, you can choose, you know, which side you want to be the front and which side you want to be the back. Okay, so there's what it looks like with the dish. Oh, this is so pretty. I was so excited for this warmer. I am so glad that I was able to grab one. I feel so bad for everyone who missed out on this one that wanted it. I just wish that, again, like a warmer like this would have went into the catalog. I feel like it would have sold, or maybe that this would have been part of like the main holiday collection and that they would have had more inventory because it's absolutely stunning. This is so beautiful. I understand that this is probably not decor for everyone. There's probably a lot of people that this wouldn't go with their Christmas decor, but I love this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I really, really did love the diffuser that was part of this collection as well. I think it was called, let me see, I have some notes here. This was the Contemporary Holiday Special Collection. So the Pine Swirl diffuser, I really, really love that. It was beautiful as well, that glass look with the green swirl. I'll try to put a picture up here for you so that you can see it. It is still available, so that diffuser is $150, or you can just pay $70 to get the shade. I was going to get the shade half price on one of my party closeouts that I did, but I already have so many holiday shades, and I only have 2 diffusers, and I didn't want to pay for a whole diffuser. So I just decided not to. But I also think that that is really beautiful. I really loved it. I thought it was different. I was a little concerned about this one. I thought, I really didn't want to see the bulb through it. And it looks brighter here on camera than what it is, because you can see there's not any bulb glare or anything like that coming through the warmer. It's definitely just glowing, and it's perfect. It's beautiful. So glad I got this one. Absolutely love it. Cannot wait to move it and put it over there. Okay, so this other order that I have here just only has a couple of things on it, and it was a very last minute order. It wasn't an order that I was anticipating on making. This was on November 13th. So on the 1st of November, when Scentsy updated the clearance section, I'm pretty sure that they had put sugared cherry in the clearance section, and it sold out before I was able to check out. I think I have said here on the channel before how much I love sugared cherry. I used to have car bars of sugared cherry. It used to be one of my favorite scents, and I loved it very much. I don't have any in my stash. I might have maybe one more car bar that I've been hoarding, but it's just an absolutely beautiful scent. And I knew that it was probably going to go fast, and it did. It sold out of the clearance section insanely fast, and I was unable to grab it. I was so disappointed. But, I was just hoping it would come back one day. Well, a friend messaged me and told me on the 13th that sugar cherry was back in the clearance section. And I went to the clearance section so fast. I went so fast, and I grabbed a bunch of them and checked out as fast as I could. And while I was checking out, I also grabbed a bar of Disney Spellbound Symphony. So I grabbed one of those as well because it was available, and I was paying shipping to get these sugar cherry to me. So I went ahead and grabbed one of these to try. We're going to go over sugar cherry real quick, and then I will go over that scent with you. For sugar cherry, I went a little crazy because I was honestly scared that I wasn't even going to be able to grab it at that second, because I didn't know how long it had been in the clearance section. And just by some chance, she happened to see it and let me know that it was there. And I'm so thankful for that. So thank you very much. But I did grab 18. So I grabbed 18 of them. I wish I could add it to my club, but that's okay. These will last me for quite a while. And this bar does save really well. So I'm happy to have them. And they do look like fresh pours. This is what the bar looks like. And the description says, savor the changing seasons as frosted cherry and Concord grape are sweetened by a pop of pomegranate, vanilla sugar, and candied apple. So it is a lot going on in this bar. And it's so pretty. It's exactly how I remember it. It is fruity. It is cherry. There is grape here. The apple, you don't really smell that much, but there is like a candied type of smell to this bar. You have to like sweet candy type of bars, I feel like, to like this one. You would also have to like really fruity bars. You would absolutely have to like cherry, but I also can smell grape in this one. And I think that's what makes it special. It's not an overly cherry. So you know how sometimes a cherry bar can just be so cherry forward and it just kind of takes over the bar. This one has so much other stuff in it that I feel like it blends and calms it down, and it's just a beautiful cherry, but you also have some grape. I wouldn't say that I necessarily specifically smell pomegranate or apple, but you can smell there's something else fruity there. It smells beautiful. You can also smell like like a sugariness. I wouldn't say that I necessarily smell vanilla, but I do smell like a candied type of smell here. It smells like candy, and I love it. My husband likes this one, and I have a few friends that like this one as well. So I do plan on giving a couple of these away for Christmas, and I am going to be using the rest. I'm probably going to try mixing a couple of these because back when this bar was available before and I had it before, I don't think I ever really mixed it with that many things. So now I'm going to try mixing this with bakery bars. I'm going to try mixing it with a lot of stuff and see how I like it. And maybe even try mixing it with some cinnamon and try warming it for this holiday now that I have plenty of them and I can play around with it. So I am forever grateful that I was able to grab a couple of these. So thank you to my friend, you know who you are. And I really, really appreciate you letting me know because I'm really going to enjoy these. So there is 6 of them here. There's another 6 of them here. And then 6 of them here. Okay, so like I said, after I threw those in my cart, I checked out as fast as I could, and I grabbed one of these Disney Spellbound Symphony, and it mentions that it has a bright bergamot, dewy melon, and it has lush blue waters. And Scentsy has really been doing a lot of bars here with bergamot. So let's see what this one smells like. I have not smelled this one yet. Okay, well, it's not what I was expecting, but it's definitely, okay. There is kind of like a high pitch, sharper kind of notes to this one. I can smell some melon. I can smell, like it mentions lush blue waters. I've said this before. Sometimes Scentsy does like this bamboo type of lush green type of smell, sometimes with water, and sometimes they call it dewy. Sometimes they call it things like that. There is kind of something like that in the background, but there is an aquatic type of smell to it. It says bright bergamot. I thought maybe this would be like leaning masculine, but I really don't think it is. I think it smells slightly clean. But there's also almost a floral type of edge to this one, very slightly. And I think that's this lush, dewy type of smell. But it also mentions melon, and I can smell some slight melon in the background. This one it's pretty. It's not manly to me. I would think that it leans slightly more feminine, even though it's not really feminine either. I think this is going to be a pretty good performer. I feel like this would be a scent that I would warm in a bathroom, but I could see how other people would probably like a scent like this out like in their open space. And it smells kind of strong here, so I'm going to try it out here. I'm going to see how it does out here. There's something familiar about this one. I can't figure out what that note is. Like a slight floral. There's like a slight floral here in the background that I have smelled before. I can't figure out what that is, but it's pretty. And then there's also like this aquatic note, and then also a slightly clean smell. But I wouldn't necessarily say clean soapy, because sometimes bergamot can lean soapy, but I wouldn't say this necessarily smells soapy. And then some very slight melon in the background. I don't know. This is pretty. This is not what I expected for this bar at all, but I really, really like it. I'm pleasantly surprised. And I'll definitely warm this one. And if this one becomes a favorite, I'll have to let you guys know. Okay, so this order here is from November 25th. This was the Black Friday flash sale that Scentsy had. So I did grab a couple of things off of there. They did have a couple of hand soaps. And so I did grab Gimme Candy in their hand soap. and it was $5. And I also grabbed white pumpkin and driftwood for $5. I really love getting their hand soaps in the clearance section or flash sales. I really, really love their hand soaps. I do. But I prefer getting them on flash sales instead of paying regular price for them, unless I'm using host rewards to get them. And, I'll put these away and I will use them next fall season. So the Gimme Candy, I'm sure most of you know what that smells like. It has the caramelized sugar. It's got golden honey, a sweet buttercream. It just smells like this beautiful Halloween type of candy. It's gorgeous. It's very sweet, caramel. Love that one. So I'm glad to have a soap in that. The white pumpkin and driftwood says that it has crisp white pumpkin and driftwood. It says it has white cardamom and it has warm solar amber. So white pumpkin and driftwood is actually not one of my top favorite fragrances, but I actually recently fell in love with it when I used a scent circle in my car. That scent circle was absolutely beautiful. That scent circle had great performance. Great performance. It went way longer than most scent circles. I want to say I got a good week out of it. It did get a little soft towards the end, but there was almost a bakery type of note with that scent circle. As it got softer, it started to smell slightly bakery, and I loved it so much. So I'm on like this new white pumpkin and driftwood type of kick because it's almost too much for me. It has slightly a masculine edge, but there's something really, really beautiful about this one. So I'm glad that I was able to get the hand soap. Okay, so there were some pods on this sale that I really, really wanted. And just like the bars, if you bundle the pods in a pack of 6, you got an additional 10% off. So I did that. I grabbed 3 of the cranberry candy cane pods. So I got 3 of those. They were $4.50 each. And then I grabbed 3 of the dancing sugar plums. And I've talked about dancing sugar plums before, how much I absolutely love this scent. I have not seen it in pods in quite a while, and I definitely wanted to snag these. So the cranberry candy cane smells like fresh cranberries and pomegranate swirled with peppermint sticks. I've said before, this scent, I absolutely love it in wax, but I love it even more in the pods because in the pods, it smells clean. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. This absolutely should have been in the catalog, just so we could get it in pods. It is so beautiful in the pods. It smells clean. I also like the sweet cranberry pomegranate. I don't know, there's like a slightly sweet fruity edge to it, and which keeps it from being just too much of a strong peppermint that like burns your nose. You know what I mean? Like there is a crisp peppermint type of clean type of smell here, but then also some slightly fruitiness. And it is so beautiful in the pot. So I am really glad that I got 3 of those. And then for the dancing sugar plums, it is rich spiced plum, falls right in step with visions of vanilla and sweet cinnamon apple. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is in my club. Absolutely love dancing sugar plums. It is one of my favorite bedroom scents of all time. I don't know why that is. It just brings back memories. I've always worn it in my bedroom, and so now it's just a scent I like to warm in my bedroom year round. But it does smell holiday. So I don't really know why. For me, it's just like a comforting type of scent. It reminds me of the holidays slightly. And it's just a cozy type of smell to me. I really love the scent of plums. I like spices. And oh, it's so beautiful. I love this one. You can smell some apple with this one, with the plum. I think that makes it unique. So I'm really, really glad to have some pods in that fragrance. Okay, so also on this flash sale, they had some holiday bricks that were from last year. And I already told you guys in a previous video somewhere that if they ever put salted caramel cider bricks in a flash sale or a clearance section, that I was going to be grabbing a lot of them. I didn't go too crazy. I only grabbed 6. That is still a pretty good bit of bricks. It is. But I mean, I absolutely adore this fragrance. And I am going to warm this one like crazy. I'm going to warm it like crazy in the fall. Now I have plenty of it. I warm it year round. I love this one. So the salted caramel cider bricks were on sale for $12. So I did grab the 6. I wanted to go a lot more crazy than that, but I held myself back and I just got the 6. That's still a pretty good bit, but I really do love this one a lot. I might share one or two of these possibly, but maybe not because I really will go through these. I warm this scent year round. It is in my club. Well, it was in my club when it got discontinued before. It is available now in the catalog. So if you want this scent, you can get it just in a regular bar form from the catalog. But after fall and winter, they will probably discontinue it again. And I don't know if it's going to come back. So I will put it in my club, and I will also have these bricks that I can enjoy. And if I ever see it in clearance again, I honestly will probably go ahead and grab one or two more. I'm pretty sure that all of these have a crack in them. I did look at them when they came in because I'm always curious about that. I always seem to get cracked and broken bricks, and I think every single one has a slight crack across them, which is fine. It's no big deal because I'm going to cut them up and use them anyway. So it's okay. But I am super glad to have these. These didn't sell out as quick as I thought they would. I mean, they did sell out, but you know, they hung around in the clearance section for a little while. So I hope if this was one that you wanted, that you were able to grab it. And I hope that you enjoy that. It is absolutely beautiful. So the description for this one says, salted caramel and sweet vanilla bean add warmth and complexity to fresh pressed apple cider. I've said before, it is the most absolutely beautiful caramel scent that Scentsy has ever made. It really smells like real caramel. Like, it smells like you could eat this bar. It smells like real caramel. It smells like the cider. It smells apple. It smells delicious. I do think this one leans, you know, more on like a bakery type of side because it has like this buttery type of caramel here and sweetness to it. So I feel like you would have to like that sweet caramel buttery type of smell. Oh, but I love it. This is one of my favorite scents ever. And I'm so thankful to have these. So there were some bars in the flash sale that I was interested in. I grabbed one bar of Cambridge. I do love this one. I think it's unique. I think I grabbed a couple of these or one bar off of another flash sale or clearance section at some point. The description says sweet lemon and pine needle with an intriguing dash of vetiver. And it's very unique. It doesn't smell anything like that description to me. There is a slight powdery type of smell to it that I can smell, but that's kind of just on the top. So it says that it has the lemon, and I can maybe slightly smell some lemon, but there is something slightly sweet. So there's something slightly sweet there. And then there's also this earthy, woodsy type of notes here. It's very unique. I don't know of anything else like this. I really like it a lot. I didn't go crazy and grab a bunch just because I still don't usually reach for scents like this, like woodsy type of smells. But I do like this one because it has like some sweetness to it, and it's really pretty. So I'm glad I was able to grab another one. I'll definitely use that at some point. I feel like maybe that one would be okay for winter. I think I probably will warm it maybe January going into February. But I don't really feel like it's holiday or anything like that. So I'm not going to warm any of those right now. So the only other wax that I purchased off this flash sale was Cinnamon Woods. I could not believe that Cinnamon Woods was in this flash sale. I was so mad at myself that I did not add this to my club. I thought that I did, but for some reason I took it out of my club. So for that reason, I went ahead and I stocked up and I grabbed 11 Cinnamon Woods bars because they were only $3.78. So I did grab 11 of those. I love this fragrance. There's nothing else like this one either. The description says Bartlett pear and cinnamon bark bring the spice to a fantasy forest of sugared woods. This one, again, I just said I don't really warm a lot of woodsy fragrances, but there's something so special about Cinnamon Woods. It is such a unique cinnamon bark type of smell. It's cinnamon, but it's not like a sugary cinnamon in any way. It's also not like a red hot cinnamon. I don't know how to explain this cinnamon. The cinnamon bark is special. And then it mentions sugared woods, but I don't really smell anything really sweet in this one. I feel like it's got like some earthiness. It does mention this Bartlett pear, which I don't really smell. I don't really smell a whole lot of pear here. I just smell this beautiful cinnamon bark smell with some slightly woodsy notes, and I love this one. I think it is absolutely gorgeous for fall, end of summer, going into fall, all through winter. Love this one. I'm mad at myself that I didn't add it to club, so I did get the 11 bars. So I have 6 of them here, and then I have the last 5 of them here. So again, Cinnamon Woods is beautiful. If you haven't tried Cinnamon Woods and you like woodsy type of scents and you like cinnamon, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I cannot believe that they did not have this one in the catalog for this fall winter season, because this one is a popular one and it's beautiful. So I only grabbed one warmer from this flash sale, and it was this Bless This Home warmer. I grabbed this one for someone in mind. So I did grab this one as kind of a gift. This is a metal tin warmer. I'm not going to open it because I am going to save it for her. But if I can find some pictures, I'll put the pictures up here for you. I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of some of the metal warmers because I feel like sometimes the lids don't line up right and that sort of thing. But this one is actually gorgeous. I love the fact that it says Bless This Home. I think it matches most people's decor. And I think this one is really pretty. I think it's perfect for a gift, and I hope that she enjoys that. The price that I paid for it was $18. I think regularly it was like $50, but it is tin metal. It's 10 inches tall, and it is a 25 watt. So the last thing that I grabbed on this order is the Shine Diffuser Shade. I think I talked about this in a past order that I meant to add it to my order, and then for some reason, I forgot to. And so then I was going to place another order and I was going to grab it, but I didn't want to have to pay another shipping fee. So I was just holding out, waiting that it would come back at some point. And then it did. I was so thankful because I've always loved this diffuser, and I just never got it. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It was only $18. So some of these little rhinestones are falling off, and that is the only thing about this. That is the only reason why I haven't purchased it before, just because I feel like the rhinestones are going to fall off over time. But for $18, I thought it was a really good deal. They're kind of like blues and greens there. Really pretty. I do have my diffuser over here, so I will try to show you really quickly. So I have to say these rhinestones are falling off very easily. So that is unfortunate. I do hate that, but there's already like a pile of them right here on my table in front of me. But I'll just kind of show you this real quick. You can see through it like really easily. I didn't know that it was that see-through, honestly. Like I thought there was more rhinestones piled on this, but you can really see the inside of the diffuser really well through it. So I don't know if they're all made that way, or maybe mine just has a lot of rhinestones that have fell off of it, but I do think it's really pretty. So when the light is off, you really can't see it sparkle. I can see it. Really on the camera, you can't see how it's kind of like sparkling, but with other light that's kind of hitting the side, you can kind of see the rhinestones sparkle. But I feel like definitely in light, you can see the rhinestones. I don't know. This one's pretty. I might contact Scentsy about it, honestly, just because I feel like there are a lot of them missing on here. There are a couple of like really bare spots, like right there. But honestly, they may not do anything about it. We'll see. I only paid the $18 for it, so I'm glad I didn't pay regular price for this. I still think it's beautiful, but it is sad that they come off so easily, because I feel like taking it in and out of the box, more and more of these are just going to fall off over time. Okay, the last thing that I have on this order is a candle that Scentsy gave free. So I cannot remember what the special was, but for Black Friday, if you spent over a certain amount, they gave you a free candle. And the candle that they sent me was pumpkin roll. So they did send me that. So it does look like that. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the candles. Again, I don't feel like I can really smell the scent very well here in the candle. I only have one other candle from Scentsy, and it's the cider mill candle. And I don't feel like you can smell the scent very well, but I haven't warmed it yet, lit it yet. I haven't burned it yet. So I don't really know what the performance is on the candles. So I don't know how well they do. You know, pumpkin roll is the scent that I love. It smells, you know, like a yellow type of cake with pumpkin. It has like nuts and spices in it. It's beautiful. So I am glad that that's the scent that they gave me. But I don't use candles. So I don't really know when I'll use this unless we have a power outage, something like that. So I don't need any more of their candles, I don't think. But I think it's pretty. And I would love to know if any of you got a pumpkin roll candle or what candle they gave you for free. And what is the performance on the pumpkin roll candle? Because it definitely doesn't smell strong here. It definitely, you can smell pumpkin roll a lot better in a clamshell than you can here. But I'm sure once you light this candle, you can probably smell it better that way. So the last order that I have here to talk about is an order from December 2nd. This was when Scentsy updated the clearance section. So instead of updating the clearance section on December 1st, they updated it randomly on December 2nd. I don't even think I noticed it right away. I think a friend or someone had told me that there was bars in the clearance section, and there was a couple that I really, really loved. So I went ahead and grabbed a few. So they did have Apple Teeny Splash in the clearance section. And I think I have talked about this before. I really, really love this bar. I didn't love it when it was available as much as I do now that I have warmed it a couple of times since then, and now I can't add it to my club, but that's just the way it happens sometimes. You know, the description says green apple and nashi pear stirred with a big splash of simple syrup. So when I first smelled this, when it was actually available, like in the catalog, I'm pretty sure it was in the catalog, I thought it was just a little too sweet for me. I really liked it because I've said before, I really love apple scents. I love pear scents, but there was just something about it. It smelled kind of too sweet. But now that I've warmed it a couple of times because I had purchased a couple of these bars, I really have fell in love with it because it has wonderful performance. I also had a couple of these pods. I'm pretty sure I had these pods, and I have used all of those, I think. And I also enjoyed it in the pods. So I was happy to grab a couple of these. I grabbed 8, and the performance of this is just wonderful. This is more of a crisp type of green pear, but there is the syrup type of note. So there is some sweetness. I don't really smell a whole lot of the pear, even though there is slightly some pear there. But when it's warming, mostly what I smell is this really pretty syrupy green apple that smells almost kind of like a candy apple. So pretty. So I'm glad to have this one. I love this for spring and summer. So I did grab 8 of them, and I do have those here. So I'm glad to have those. I wish I could add it to my club, honestly, because I would absolutely add that one to my club. The next bar that was on clearance that I was super excited for is Spiced Pear. And I did get this for $4.86. I also got the Apple Teeny Splash bars for $4.86. The Spiced Pear bars says simmered pear and plum cider entice rich vanilla wood. And I should have grabbed more than 6. I should have, because oh, it is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I only had 1 bar of this left, and I think it only has a couple of cubes left in it, and I just warmed this recently. So when I seen this in the clearance section, I knew that I wanted more because I fell back in love with this when I warmed it recently. It is so beautiful. It is this really pretty, like it says, a simmered pear. You can smell the pear for sure. And I can also smell some slight plum here. I don't think there's a lot of plum. It is mainly pear that you smell with some spices. So this one just brings back so many memories because I used to really love this scent. I went ahead and grabbed 6 of them, and I'm so thankful for that. I wish I would have just went ahead and probably grabbed 8 of them, like the Apple Teeny Splash. This is absolutely one that I would add to my club if I could. It is so gorgeous. It is, again, a great performing bar. I get great performance out of this one. And I don't know if it's just because I love spices. Anything with spices in it, I really, really love. And I also like pear. I feel like this is kind of like a crisp, beautiful pear. I honestly like this one more than honey pear cider because honey pear cider was on the vault list of the bars that were coming back. And I really love honey pear cider. I really do. But if I had to pick one, I would honestly prefer this one to be in my club over honey pear cider. And that's really saying something. I really love this one. I also grabbed 2 Midnight Fig. So I grabbed 2 of those. The description says earthy ripened figs and golden berries tempered by musky woods will open your eyes and captivate your senses. So these were $4.86. I did grab 2. I do love this one. It's different. It is really, really different. You know, I recently grabbed this on a flash sale or a clearance sale or something like that, and I had never had it prior to then. And I do like it. It has an earthiness to it. It's different. It's not really a typical bar that I would warm, so I really didn't need more than 2 more. But it is nice. It's different. It's kind of cozy. And it's like a deep type of fragrance and kind of earthy in that way with the slight fruitiness from the fig. It's really, really nice. I really like this one. So the last bars that I grabbed on this clearance order is It's Love. I grabbed 3 of these. So I grabbed 3 of those. I knew that I love this fragrance because I've had it in body cream before. I've had it in the bars before. And I knew that it was absolutely beautiful. So it says, tangy tangerine dances with raspberry blossom beneath a night sky of sparkling sugar. This one was more expensive for some reason than the other bars. This one was $5.04. I don't know why. Otherwise, I probably would have grabbed more than 3. I probably would have grabbed maybe 5. It is definitely like a sweet, fruity type of fragrance, but I feel like Scentsy does that a lot. Like they have like sweet, fruity scents like this. But it is unique. It does have like this tangerine with the raspberry. And I've said before, I really like scents that have raspberry in them. So you can smell the tangerine, you can smell the raspberry, you can smell like the sugary sweetness. It's pretty. This one is nice too. So I'm glad I was able to snag those on the order. That's all that I grabbed. I didn't do too bad. There was some other things that I wanted, but I just left it down to that. And I think that is it. I think that's all the orders that I've had recently. The only other thing, I have one more party closeout that is headed my way. It should be to me at some point. And honestly, I think that I'm going to go ahead and go over the December scent of the month with you. I only have a couple of minutes here left before I have to leave. But I didn't want to have to do a whole separate video for this because I did not get the warmer of the month. And honestly, this scent is just too strong of a scent for me. And so I have already given away several of the bars. I only have 4 of the full bars left. And then I have this bar here that I had used 2 of. And then I still have the pod. So I still have the pod. I haven't smelled the pod yet. Let me read this description with you. So this December scent of the month is called Iced Balsam, and it says, forests of fir balsam surround exquisite white freesia with glimmers of iced bergamot. I really thought that I would like this one, even though I figured that it would be probably a little too woodsy for me. I was thinking to myself I would probably have to mix something with this one, but this scent is so unbelievably strong, unbelievably strong. My husband thought it was so intense. This is entirely too strong for us. I only use 2 cubes, okay? I only use 2 cubes of this in this whole open concept, and it just overtook the whole space. Even he thought that it was too strong. So I think if you really like strong balsam, pine type of fragrances, you would like this one, but it does mention freesia. So I think maybe that's why I couldn't do it either, because there is a slight floral note with this one. So if you like woodsy scents, I would recommend that one. The pod, I like the pod slightly more, but it is still very, very woodsy. So that's just not a category for me. I don't really care for the woodsy fragrances, but if that's something you like, this is the scent of the month for December. So you can get the bars 10% off, and you can also get the pods 10% off. So for Ice Blossom, I just feel like it was entirely too strong. I feel like it was taking over this whole space. It was traveling into rooms. And it just wasn't a scent for us, even though I do think it's a beautiful woodsy type of fragrance. If you like really aggressive ones that are in your face, I think you would love this one. But for me, it's just a no. I don't even think using less wax, I could do this one. I don't think mixing it with anything would be okay for me. It was definitely just too much. It was like burning my eyes. So very, very strong. If you like strong woodsy scents, I definitely think you would love that one. The warmer of the month for December is the Winter Crest Warmer, and I will put some pictures up here. It is $60. It's on sale for $54. It says it's hand painted, and it has a crystallized texture that adds a luminous dimension to a snowy forest scene. It does say that it's a 25 watt, it's 6 inches tall, and it is glass. So I do think it's beautiful. I just didn't really need another warmer, so I did not get that. I also unsubscribed to Scent and Warmer of the Month for January. I am not getting either one in January just because I can't remember the name of that scent. I think it was Peaches and Amber or something like that. I'll put the name of it here. It just did not sound like a scent for me, so I just went ahead and skipped it. So unfortunately, I probably won't know how that smells unless I place an order in January and just grab one bar of it, and I'll smell it with you then. So I think that was it. This was a pretty long video. Hopefully I can get this video up for Christmas. And if I can, like I said, I really hope all of you have an absolutely wonderful Christmas and a happy holiday. I would love to hear your comments and thoughts on any of the products. If you received any of these warmers or these scents, what you guys thought about them. I would love to continue a conversation with you down below. I really do appreciate you guys watching. I hope all of you have an absolutely lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.